Hello chess lovers and general public, we're going to see another extremely useful pattern to win games in the opening, which is about attacks on the f7 or f2 square. A boxing match can end with a single blow to the liver, the plexus or the shin, which are considered weak points of the human body. Likewise in chess, there are also weak points. We already saw some ways of how to take advantage of the weakness of the e8 h5 diagonal in previous videos. Now we are going to talk about the f7 and f2 squares, which are very weak, especially at the beginning of the game when the kings are in the center, because it's a square that is only defended by them. And as you may already know, kings are terrible defenders. We'll start with an example from the Scandinavian defense, e4, d5, where white transposes to the vanguard opening with knight c3. Here, the main line is d4, attacking the knight, but the black pieces prefer to play an open position and play d takes e4, which is also very good, knight takes e4. Here I recommend queen d5, attacking the knight, so that after knight c3, we can transpose to the traditional lines of the Scandinavian defense. The black pieces instead decide on e5, which is also an excellent choice. But after bishop c4, black must be careful on how he's going to continue, since the move knight f6, which seems normal and useful, in this case, ends up being a mistake. Pause the video if you want to find why. The move is the very common knight g5, attacking the f7 point, which is curious because this is usually a speculative move played by beginners. But in this case, it's the best and only move that punishes black's mistake. If we stop to think, how do the black pieces defend it? The queen is too valuable to defend f7. Bishop e6 loses a pawn after knight takes e6, f takes e6, bishop takes e6. Here, the black pieces have a move that seems to defend but really doesn't, which is knight d5, interfering with the attack of the c4 bishop on the f7 square, and at the same time revealing the attack of the d8 queen on the g5 knight. All very nice, but after queen f3, black's smile freezes, queen f3 threatens queen takes f7 checkmate, and if queen takes g5, there is bishop takes d5, double attack, not only on the f7 square, but also on the b7 square. Black pieces are going to lose at least 1 pawn. Instead of queen f3, white could have attacked in the style of right liver attack with knight takes f7, or lowly attack style with d4, but queen f3 makes the job easier. One wonders how and why this attack was possible. First, a bishop on the a2 g8 diagonal. A bishop on this diagonal with a view to f7 is considered an aggressive bishop and the key to many tactics. Second, another piece that can join the attack against the f7 point. In this case, knight g5 was on a silver platter for white. And third, calculate that the opponent doesn't have any useful counterattack or defense, as we already analyzed. This last reason is what makes the difference between a beginner's speculative move and a master's one. If black had had a useful defense, then knight g5 would have been just a wasted turn. In case you're wondering, the defense in the style of Traxler counterattack, bishop c5, despite being a bit complicated, doesn't work either. Bishop takes f7 check, black could move his king to f8, d3 to discourage bishop takes f2 check by defending the knight on g5. And in case of h3, trying to remove the defender of the f7 bishop, here is knight e6 check, attacking the queen with check. And after bishop takes e6, bishop takes e6, white has an extra pawn and a better king. The same story happens in this England gambit declined. d4, e5, the white pieces refuse by advancing the pawn to d5. Bishop c5 aiming for f2, e4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, and here white plays the mistake knight f3, and you already know how to punish it. The moral of the story: don't overcomplicate things. Sometimes a simple move turns out to be the best move. The extraordinary is useful in extraordinary situations. In the rest, you have to keep it as simple as possible. There's still much more to talk about. Attacks on the f7 and f2 square. Stay tuned. Bye.